open and transparent trade in Europe,
cutting EU red tape.
Europe needs reform. My parents went to Britain for a better life for them and their future children. And had they not taken that step, had they not left their homes, my life would be very different. So when I see poverty, or when I see tragedies like this, my heart wishes that we were able to offer that same opportunity to everyone. But my head tells me that we cannot. So to solve this crisis, there is no easy answer. To those who say that we should turn everyone away, or those who say that we should let everyone in, you are both wrong. So when I listen to the Council and the Commission, we have to ask ourselves, can we find a way for those fleeing persecution to seek asylum without having to make this perilous journey? And can we do this without creating massive camps on that side of the Mediterranean? I very much hope that the Commission and Council can address those particular questions. But those who seek asylum should be told quickly if they meet the criteria. But if they are unsuccessful, they should be returned quickly. And if they are offered refuge, will it be permanent, or will countries be able to ask them to return home when the reason for their asylum is no longer relevant? So last week's Council was really an important step forward. Help for rescue operations, targeting people traffickers who profit and prey on the misery of others, helping to alleviate the problems of those at the sharp end. But in reality, we won't solve this problem in the long term until we stabilise the region, and we all know that this will take time. But our Member States must do all they can with the tools available to them: diplomacy, targeted aid and open trade. But we also need to seek to distinguish between economic migration and helping genuine asylum seekers. The asylum system must not be conflated with a migration system. Otherwise, we undermine public trust in both. Asylum must be about people running away for their lives, not for those who understandably want a better economic life. So seeking new forms of legal migration will not resolve this problem. People talk about the blue card system, but that is aimed at attracting skilled migrants, not people fleeing for their lives. Some speak of compulsory shared solidarity, but where is the talk of mutual trust that is sadly lacking between our Member States? Let's not forget that 75% of asylum applications take place in 6 countries: Germany, Sweden, Italy, France, Hungary and the United Kingdom. And some of those countries are already facing pressures on legal migration. And let us not forget that tiny islands like Lampedusa see tens of thousands of people set sail for them. So if we want to stop these tragedies, we have to start answering difficult questions. Are we prepared to help process applicants swiftly and discourage people from making the journey? Are we prepared to target and take out the people traffickers? Are we prepared for those EU countries with little immigration to take more of those fleeing persecution, to reduce the pressure, to reduce the suffering, but to reduce the tragic scenes that we see on the borders of EU countries? Thank you.
Mr. Kamall, there is a question of Ms. Grappini. It's on the other side, surprisingly.
Mulțumesc mult, domnule președinte. Trebuie să
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. Kamall, you have surprised me. You began with a personal remark about the origins of your family and how they arrived in England. Who is going to decide that such and such a group has a right to survive and another group does not? Who is to categorize people? Who is going to do the sorting? It seems to me utterly absurd to say we can send one lot back, we can bring another lot in on the basis of some bureaucratic conditions. Thank you.
Well, I was rather hoping for a question, but thank you very much for your speech. I have to say, I'm a little bit surprised by what you're saying, because my story is obviously a very personal story, but it's my parents seeking a better economic life. But here we are talking about people fleeing persecution. And part of the problem with this debate is that we are deliberately confusing legal migration and helping those in need. And we have to put an end to that deliberate confusion. And at the same time, we have to be quite clear, and I was quite clear in my speech. We should not shut our borders and let no one in and turn a blind eye, but neither should we go down the road that you propose, which is to let everyone in. We have to process applicants fairly and let in those who genuinely are seeking refuge on our shores. Thank you.